Hello, this is a review of episode 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10, The Rapping Roast. This is Pedro and welcome to Beyond the Drag, where we dive into drag contests worldwide. So let's dive in right away because there's a lot of things to comment on this episode. As I said in the last emission, for sure, I had no idea on what to expect about the MVQ points, and what we saw was a total mess. So I have some notes that involve the production, but bear with me. Before, you know what happened. Basically, Mistress instructs the girls, says to Nicole she gives her point to her, Kerri gives hers to Jorgeous, and then vice versa. Jorgeous says in the confessional she will do anything to go further, basically selling her soul to the devil right now. Nicole was intelligent and tried to swap with Kerri, but sadly at the end Mistress got away with words. And I do feel Kerri's and Nicole's reactions were too genuine to be fake for this to be a stage. But about what just happened right here, I have two observations. First, how I do feel about Mistress giving this overproduced villain. It feels so forced. I think when you are trying to give TV and drama and to be overproduced, like that, it's not genuine, and personally I can connect with that. Now they can be who they want to be, how they want to act, what they want to serve. That's totally valid, and if you connect or you don't, it's fine. And I do love V-lines and I do love over the top personalities for real. But my second observation, what is the production doing with this? First, I think we can agree that Jorgeous and Mistress are favorites from the production. Jorgeous just comes from the latest All Stars and Mistress is the online numbers girl. And having this idea on the perspective of what Mistress did right here is that she opened a Pandora box. She handed the job on a silver platter to the production on what's going to happen next with this bracket, and after the top two on this episode is more clear, but more on that later. Lydia just reads my mind and say, well, I'm very uncomfortable, let's get out of drag. We move on now to the workroom time. As you know, this is a rap roast challenge, and the one who is going to assign the order is Lydia because she won last episode. The ones who seem are getting a good edit right away are Mistress, saying she has always been fascinated by B-lines, and Lydia saying, that's why I think I'm drawn to people like you because it's just so funny. Girl. You are drawn to people that has followers. Just say that. Am I the only one who thought that? The edit remember us how Lydia won the rose on season 17 and she goes to ask to everyone which placement will they like. The edit as well remember us Tina did well in her. And something to highlight on the edit, Kerri was the one who had more time to talk with Lydia about the placement. Now, Lydia calls everyone to announce the order and everyone is happy on average. In the confessional, Lydia tells us she will do whatever it takes to propel herself. And I mention it because I think we have to clock it for next episode. Chapel comes in and well, I'm a big fan of Chapel. I loved to see her here. I think we do have an important moment and it was really good to see the queens getting along with her. For sure, we need to see her again. We have the queens praising Chapel's work on the LGBTQ plus awareness and have an emotional moment where Kerri talks about how her family doesn't accept their gender pronouns. And I think it was really important to give some airtime to this. Moving on, the Tina and Mistress saga keeps going, and that's it. Now, runway, RuPaul comes in, and I do like it. This is really good. She was coordinated with Michelle, it seems. I do like how when Ru moves, we do see these little shiny smile rhinestones reflecting on the camera. And next, we have the Maxi Challenge. But I'm jumping to the runway, and after that, I'm reviewing the Maxi Challenge performances along the observation from the judges. So here we go. The runway is Little Shop of Horrors. From my bottoms to the top, 0 meaning worst and 5 meaning perfection, I have Kerri Colby with a 3.0. And okay, I know this was beautiful. This was insane. She had this whole prop referencing a Venus flytrap. Then she opens the trap, and right there, that was the category. She has this dress with the traps and what it seems to me, the roots or the stems of the plant. But once she does the reveal, where is the category? And the first time I saw this, there was not even time to see that blue dress because the reveal was fast. But now, based on what she shown while walking in, I feel she's not serving the category, even though we see the shoes with the teeth of the Venus flytrap. I don't see the category. I'm really sorry. I really love the wig, the makeup, not having eyebrows in the makeup is my bias. She is following this alternative aesthetic along the look. I love how she shows her body, and even though she has this fabric that covers her and it could be simple, it looks elevated. I do like the cape as well. It gives balance to the whole look, but again, I think it doesn't follow the category. And I think she would stay with the blue dress that she had before the reveal. So yeah, next I have Mistress with 3.5. I like it. Pretty fun, pretty cute. I do appreciate these types of aesthetics. I think it is campy, but for me, overall, the whole bodysuit looks cheap. I think the combination of textures doesn't complement the look. She has two green textures in the body. One which is the shiny dark green and the other one is a slightly lighter solid green. Which if it was not because the spikes are distracting us, I think it will look really cheap. Now, the spikes were implemented in a really good way and I think it saves the look. About the tits, I think they were too separated, no? I think there was a fail right there with the construction of this look. And as well, if we see the look as a whole, in the front, I do feel her body is missing. We don't see her padding. And again, I think there was an error there on the design because when we can see the back of this look, we can see her body. She has these really well-made petals, well constructed, and we can clearly notice her padding and body. It looks beautiful. So I would think maybe these petals needed to be implemented as well in the front. So yeah, I really appreciate Mistress giving us something different, but I will edit this look a lot. Now, I do have a tie in 4th and 3rd place. Lydia and Tina with 4.5. First, Tina, I think the accessories were implemented in the best way. I appreciate the concept. I like how she implemented in her head what I think is the stigma or statement of the lily. The look without the reveal is pretty cute and well executed. Camp, fantasy, elegant. I think it was difficult to make it look this elevated with suit colors. I like the implementation of the gloves and color she chose to wear because it gives contrast to the look. The rhinestones she used on her dress were suitable, just the right thing. The color of painting on the white fabric was really well done. Make those gradients is difficult. I think maybe it could be better if the petals down were bigger. Having a big voluminous petals would have complemented more the silhouette and the concept, I feel. But just pretty well made, honestly. Again, I think Tina has upgraded a lot and I'm loving this aesthetic she's following. I repeat it, in a tie with Tina, 4th and 3rd place, Lydia with 4.5. She's giving Vampire Transylvania, Morticia Adams meets Lydia Deeds. Pretty fun, pretty campy, elegant, well constructed. She worked with the fabric in the best way. Again, like Tina, this looks really elevated even though she's playing with darker colors. Love the addition of the roses monster and the tail going to her other hand. It totally matches the colors of her dress. All the color palette of the monster is opaque like her dress and works. The makeup, earrings, and wig was in their best implementation. I just feel it needed something else to gag us. Maybe having the mouth of the monster moving, more material on the tail of the monster, because the look is fun and elevated thanks to the monster. So I think maybe it needed to be more over the top, so it could be perfect and less safe. But again, just really good work. Now, in second place, Nicole with 4.7. The only details that I think could be polished more was how she construct this dress in this plastic latex fabric, or at least having it more fit to her body. And the spikes be a little bit more big or just use more because those fades. I know she had a reveal, but the creases make the look don't see elevated. Besides that, this is really beautiful. The work of makeup, it's insane, really refreshing, different. The flower use, the padding of the dress, the work of textures through all the body, the differentiation of more lighter green colors in the mermaid cut down and hair sleeves. The reveal took time, and it seems for real almost no one knew what was inside a cactus, which I don't really believe it. Yeah, but you should praise Nicole because she came here to educate then. The hair, it's insane. The makeup with the reveal and without the reveal looks cohesive. About the body, overall, I really like it. I think it was elevated enough. I would appreciate more texture on the V shape down and her breast, and the best look we have seen of Nicole so far, honestly. Just really, really good. And for sure, number one, Jorgeous with a 5. To grab this soon, there's just nothing bad. Everything is on point. The textures, the rhinestones, the colors, how the different elements of the Venus flytrap were implemented, the complex and harmonious construction, it looks symmetric, and the wig was the best choice for this. The gloves gives it a twist to the look, and I don't have anything else to say. Everything was on point. This is different for her, and I think is one of the best looks ever we have seen from her. Honestly, just perfection, amazing. Yeah. Next, we jump to the maxi challenge and judges critiques, and as well we start with my bottoms to the tops, 0 meaning worst and 5 meaning perfection. Last place I have Nicole with a 3. She was the second one to perform. The performance was safe. I thought as well the lyrics were generic. She's saying uniqueness, charisma, nerve, and talent. And I think we needed more attitude. Now, I think if this should have been a normal roast, she would made it so much better because she knows how to read. Like, being here doesn't mean she doesn't have it. And on the highlight from the judges' critiques, overall, she has a good edit. Ross praises her because she didn't rush anything, and they understood every single word that she said. So yeah, the root is serving less lyrics. This is a rap challenge, and they being praised for serving less lyrics. Okay, Michelle points out how great she looked, which for me was really strange, remarking stuff that doesn't give value to the actual challenge. But yeah, next fifth place goes to Kerri with a 3.5. She was the one closing, and pretty much the same situation that happened to Nicole. Here, the lyrics were so much better, but I felt we needed more attitude as well. I think when you see the whole performance together, you see her after Georgia's, which work against her. I don't know if the judges really were basing that. And on the critiques, she is praised on the runway, obviously. And I insist right here, how this looks, it's perfect. She gives the category. Michelle says there was no roast. I love how she explained, decided to read them in a subtle way, and that's it. Safe feedback. Fourth place, I have Lydia with 3.8. She was the third one roasting. She did pretty good. She started straight to the reads. As sure, I think there was smart lyrics. She took advantage of the stage. But I would like something better from her. Ross praises the runway and the lines from Lydia. Michelle says she looked nervous, which I don't agree. And right away, as I said in last emissions, I think Michelle's assignment this season with every queen is just give some critiques that just are not going to favor to the queens, and that doesn't really apply. Because this has been seen with Aja when saying her dress was customary. And here in this episode, that happens often. Michelle continues saying Lydia had some good lines, but she needed to hear them more. Again, following this POV that Ross has. And Chappelle gave us some common sense, saying she was able to understand Lydia the best out of everyone. And well, I love how Chappelle shades Michelle. Pretty fun. As I said in the beginning of this emission, we need Chappelle again soon, and I appreciate seeing the judges not agreeing with others. It feels genuine, and there you go. Now, third place is for Mistress with 4. She was the fourth one roasting. Pretty good. We were not expecting less, but I was expecting more. She needed for real to bring up all that messy, shady, villain energy into that, which I think it lacks some. About the lyrics, I think they were intelligent, but she could have done better because the roast to Nicole and Tina were pretty easy. On the critiques, Michelle starts saying she ate. She was referring and indicating the queens. Rose praises the outfit, and overall she praised on her look and the fact it is not a typical mistress outfit. And that's it with the critiques. So according to the results and the edit, she needed to be in top 2 because she pointed out to the queens. That's it. But bear with me on this idea. Now, my second first place, because it's a tie, Tina and Jorgeous with a 5. Up first, Tina. She was opening, she brought all the lyrics and energy, really clever, serving rap realness, and she as Lydia took advantage of the stage, and Tina was going to the queens. And now that I rewatch, she even pointed out the queens more than mistress. She was the most clear on that. Along with it, she was doing a lot of theatricality, and the one who did more theatricality out of everyone. So she just did perfect, nothing bad. I think it's a 5. But on the critiques, Michelle says it was super fun, but she put too many lyrics and was not able to understand. Again, Chappelle does her work and says that that's rap. And on the look, Ross says this look is why they were begging to see Tina in different colors, which I agree. She was praised on that, and she talks about the lore behind this look. And it was really difficult to hear because her mom was diagnosed recently with dementia. And I truly respect Tina and her situation and the fact there was airtime for this. And she was really brave to talk about it. Finally, I repeated in a tie with Tina, second first place, Jorgeous with a 5. The fifth one performing. The performance was insane. I truly appreciate she served choreo, nothing bad on that. And this reminds me to Dochi, because it's what she does. She was clever with her lyrics. On her choreo, she was able to serve some theatricality like Tina. The end was iconic and just perfection. I don't have more to say. On the critiques, Michelle says the lyrics were 10 out of 10 and she was able to understand the lyrics a little bit more. She was praised by Michelle and Rose by her lyrics. Rose praised the look, and that's it. I think she needed more praising, honestly. But that said, let's move on. Before going to the results, I want to point out something. Because we are shown only the top 3 deliberations this season, right? That in this case were Mistress, Jorgeous, and Nicole. What happened right here? Like, I do agree with the judges that inside the top 3, we have Mistress and Jorgeous. But Nicole? Now, I think the production did this because if we see that top 3, we know immediately who deserves the top 2 between those 3. Here, Michelle says she loved to see her performing and she understood every word she said. As I pointed out on her observations, critiques, the route is serving less lyrics can give you the win. Even though this is not a runway challenge, and we know that when it comes to have a maxi challenge, literally the runway doesn't matter. Either way, on Nicole, the judges highlight the fact that the reveal was not good, so she can have the win, right? But on Mistress critiques, we have this over-the-top edit, which the editor for sure had to do some work. We have this edit seeing different Mistress looks. And Ru is praising her because she says it was a smart move. Is it only me or they highlighted more than usual on the runway? Jorgeous was being said by Michelle that the only detail with her performance is that was just really busy. And Mistress is the only one who just had good critiques. Nicole and Jorgeous received negative observations. And well, now, the results, as you know, the top 2, Mistress and Jorgeous. The lip sync song was Had to Go, which I think they needed to do more, or that was not the best song choice. I mean, I think it could be so much better to have Pink Pony Club, for example. And to wrap this up, both win a half point each one. For sure, Jorgeous won and not Mistress. And as I said in the beginning, this was the thesis on how Mistress handed her the job on a silver platter to the production on what happened right here, these results. And well, what's going to happen next episode? Now, for real, I have no clue. I think for real, Mistress is going to receive points from Lydia. Like, that's the only thing I'm almost sure. But besides that, honestly, no idea. And let's see how this bracket goes. Tell me, please, your theories. What do you think is happening? And that was everything for this emission. This was Pedro, and see you on the next one. Bye!